farmers association? Do you have a guiding policy guiding it, most especially in the aspect of prices? And therefore the adulterated palm oil, a lot of consumers are complaining. You know, a lot of people now go for very, very few, identified palm oils and go for them. But the general one, once you want to go and get it, you're scared of getting something outside palm oil.
Outside palm oil. Yeah. So talking about price control, like there are palm farmers association, there are palm oil seller association, nationally, in state level and the local level, but there is little or nothing they can do about pricing. And it's not peculiar to palm oil alone, to all other commodities, and to all, even not only agricultural products, all other commodities, say it's bread or anything. Though those ones, they have a fixed price for their own. But what usually happens in agricultural space in Nigeria, what we have is that the market forces determine the price. So you will notice whenever there is higher supply, the prices will a bit go down. Whenever there is lower supply, you will notice the price will fly. And that usually happens every year with palm oil. Because palm oil, though, is an evergreen tree, it's produced all year round. But there are some part of the year that the production will not be at the peak. Those part of the year is when you will see palm oil prices flying up in the market.
What are those seasons?
Those seasons is around during around from August, where we have heavy rain. Because during the heavy rain period, the flowering and the ripening of palm fruit will not be at the peak. So the fruit will not get ripe on time, and also majority of our trees are old. And to climb them during the rain, they will be very, very slippery. So people stay away from going to farm to harvest, and that one in turn reduce the production, the output. So, and
of course the price.
Simple economics: lower supply, higher price. So it's just market forces that is determining the price. The government is not going into price control whatsoever in Nigeria. As of today, I don't know of tomorrow, or what the new administration wants to do about bringing back our agricultural pricing board, because it's something we have. Nigeria used to have agricultural pricing board, and this board are being constituted in a way that they will ensure that farmers will have a reward for their effort. They will set a price for commodities. That, okay, no cassava, for example, should sell below this price, so as to guarantee some level of profit. So talking about the adulterated oil, and this one is stemming from the fact that we have lower supply. I will call them black sheep. They are not good Nigerians. People doing this kind of thing, and because it has health implications.
Seriously?
It has health implication on people. They use all sorts of materials, coloring, candle, many other things to produce palm oil, all in the name of money.
Okay, how do you identify palm oil that's adulterated?
So that will be very difficult, because all these people doing this adulteration, they've mastered the game. It's not like they are bringing the adulterated oil as a whole to the market. Now, they will have 200 liters of palm oil. Do you get it? They have 200 liters of palm oil, real palm oil. Then they will dilute it with substances, not water, all this melted candle, coloring, all sort of bad product like this. They will now dilute that 200 liters of palm oil with, let's say, 250, with, let's say, 50 liters of adulterated materials. So when they finish with the dilution, it will be very, very hard for you to say, oh, this one. It will give you, when you taste it, it will give you palm oil, because the amount they've diluted is lower than amount of palm oil, but it's still adulterated. It's not good. It has health implication.
So is there any punishment? Has anybody been caught and dealt with?
The thing is that the Federal Consumer Protection Council, I think this kind of thing should land on their desk. There's little people can do about it on their own. So the advice I will give to people in order to avoid consuming adulterated oil is make sure you buy branded oil. When you buy branded oil, you'll be rest assured that you are buying something that has been certified by NAFDAC. It has a NAFDAC number, and in case of any quality breach, you know the company that produced it, you know the address, you can make complaint, you can submit the container to relevant agencies. But when you buy palm oil in the open market and you are finding out, oh, it's adulterated, who will you hold? So it's a kind of cobweb situation we find ourselves. Government has to step in this kind of direction, because it's not a way of protecting the market. It's a way of protecting the people. And I think protection of people, the welfare of people is the number one mandate of the government.
Sure.
So they should find something to do about it.
It's quite sad, you know.
Yeah.
So, what is the health benefits of palm oil?
Yeah, palm oil. Palm oil has so many health benefits. So we've talked about the economic benefits.
Sure.
How you can make fortune, how it can generate a generational wealth. You tap wealth from it, you leave it for your own generation to come, and things like that. So just like the economic benefit of oil palm, there are so many benefits attached to it, because it's a natural product. It's a vegetable oil, and oil that are from vegetable source has been confirmed by all this Heart Foundation to be good for health. It's not chemicalized. So palm oil is not chemicalized. So it's good for the health as a source of fat and oil. And it has so many health benefits to it, because it's used in medicinal practice, palm oil, and especially palm kernel oil. Palm kernel oil, they use it a lot in the treatment of so many skin diseases. People in the village knows more about that. Treating ringworm, treating eczema, everything like that. So there are so many things attached to it. But I will give you another shocker. Another shocker about oil palm is that it's also produced palm wine. But it's not good for you to tap your oil palm for palm wine.
That is the tree itself?
The tree itself, yeah. You can tap oil palm tree for palm wine. But if you start tapping it for palm wine, the rate at which it will produce palm oil will reduce. But let's say, for example, a tree that is 50 years old is not producing as much as it used to be. You cut it down. When you cut it down, while the log is lying on the ground, it can give you palm wine for the next 3 months. That is the wonder about oil palm tree. Everything about that tree is just wonderful. It's just like gift to human race by God.
Wow.
Everything about it is good. And after tapping palm wine from the log, you can saw the log again and use it in building.
So
there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing waste.
Yes, about it.
About it.
All right, NIFO and some other, association and agency and people were able to put in a guide on the oil palm.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little about
it? About the oil palm guide.
Yes.
NIFO, as an institution in Nigeria, is the only recognized research institution for oil palm research. The meaning of NIFO is Nigerian Institute for Oil Palm Research. So the institute is government owned, And all what they do in that institute is to bring out research about oil palm. So they do genetic improvement of the oil palm. They do processing and value addition research, and they also do training. So as an intending oil palm farmer, you want to go into oil palm, I will advise you to make use of NIFO product. Buy seed from NIFO or buy seedling from NIFO. And if NIFO office is far from you, make sure the places you are buying your seedling from. I sell seedling for people, but the seed I use to produce my seedling, I make sure I get it from NIFO, so as to ensure that you are using the hybrid. So they also produce a book. It's like an handbook that break down the production, the cultivation, and the processing of oil palm. So it's a very, very good book. If you are an intending oil palm farmer, you want to go into the establishment of an oil palm plantation, I will advise you to buy the book. So the book can be gotten from their website.
Yeah, in regards to the oil palm guide, Dr. Celeste Ikunubi, the director, that is the executive director of NIFO, visited the ARCN complex and also visited the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Dr. Mohammed Mahmoud, and presented the guide. Let's listen to them.
Guide for national agricultural development in Nigeria, we thought we should present what we have done so far with our critical stakeholders to the Honorable Minister, so that we now know that it's a national document for training on oil palm. So then we find that there is knowledge gap. So, and because there's also knowledge gap, there are different actors providing information and training. So we decided to standardize this training, what will become a training. And so on the initiative of IDH is the Sustainable Trade Group, which is led in Nigeria. The oil palm sector is led by Dr. Chris Okafor of IDH, and working on a program called NISCOPS. NISCOPS is the National Initiative on Climate Smart Oil Palm for Smallholders. And we're working with Solidaridad in Nigeria. Also, Solidaridad country manager here is Kene Onukube. Yes. And then so working with the key stakeholders, working with the farmer organizations, OPGAN, which is the Oil Palm Growers Association of Nigeria, and also with NPAN, which is National Palm Producer Association of Nigeria. So working with them, we work as stakeholders to develop a guide. So in the process of sourcing all the information that's available from all sources, we then worked with them. It was total stakeholder participation. It was a participatory process of arriving at with training guide. So this has been done in the past 1 year with support from IDH that funded much of the work, and then 2Scale funded the production of the guide, the publication of the guide. And 2Scale is a program of IFDC, and 2Scale here is led by Mr. Maxwell Olise. Incidentally, Maxwell Olise was my student in the University of Benin. Marketing, processing, marketing, gender, record keeping, because that is a very critical aspect that farmers don't do. Record keeping, gender, agroforestry, and also climate mitigation. So this is what this set of books are presented.
Of course, the way the world is going, without research, without innovation, we are not going to go anywhere. And let me say, I'm particularly excited because since I went to Malaysia one time and saw what they have done, and considering that they took some of the seedlings from here, this really has given me a lot of hope that yes, we will take our rightful place and become the #1 producer of palm oil in the world, not even in Africa. Because there is no reason why somebody will come here, learn from us, take from us, and be better than us. This, to me, is a step in the right direction. I really appreciate what you have done. Good quality. I took a look at it, of course, in the office before coming. I am convinced that it will go a long way in reviving and making sure that we take our rightful place, as I've said earlier, palm oil. And, just so you know, but when I was growing up, they will make jollof rice using palm oil, and it will be like basic jollof rice. Believe me, I still remember the taste. It's the best tasting jollof rice. So even today, sometimes you'll find it funny. I will put half palm oil, half peanut oil to fry my eggs. Some people will wonder, how do you fry eggs in palm oil? Try it, half and half. Mwah. It's delicious. And I do it myself, just so you know. I still cook, just so you know. Yeah. Well, I really do appreciate what you have done. And whatever support that I can give you for the next 30 days, 29 days, before we go, trust me, I will do my best to do that. The professor will be here. I'm sure he will continue to support. Of course, part of his mandate of the ministry is to support the research institutions, because they drive the engine of progress in the agric space. Once again, I appreciate you, and congratulations for really coming up with such document.
Have been trying very hard to see how they can perfect the issue of moving our research findings from the shelves to meet the rural populace. It is in light of that the Nigerian Institute for Oil Palm Research also took the initiative and sought funding to be able to produce a document that will be used as a guide to train those that are into the palm oil sector.
still improve seats on your first agricultural television in Nigeria, ARCN. And we listened to the minister who also affirmed the importance of palm oil and how he loves palm oil. So you see, it's not everybody that loves palm oil, including the minister itself.
Sure.
So what advice do you have for us, for farmers who are intending, or for Nigerians who love palm oil?
Yeah. So my advice would be, anything that is worth doing at all is worth doing well. And as somebody who wants to go into oil palm production, oil palm is a permanent crop. It's a lifetime investment. So any mistake you make in the course of establishment or in the course of starting, that mistake will linger on. So I will advise you to do everything according to research, everything in the right way. So make sure you use the best seed. Get your seed from a reputable source, which is an hybrid. Establish it in a very, very professional setting. Use the standard spacing. So do everything right. Make sure you use the best seedling. Make sure you set it out in a very, very professional way, because any mistake you make will linger on. The mistake will affect you throughout the lifetime of the existence of the field. It's an avenue for you to build a generational wealth. And if you do it right, you get it right. That has been my slogan for farmers. So I wish you all the best in your journey of establishing an oil palm plantation. At least with people like you who are also thinking of establishing an oil palm plantation, Nigeria can be rest assured that we are on our track going back to becoming the global giant we used to be in the 1960s. Thank you, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lawal.
You are welcome.
I hope you will still open the door when we come knocking.
Definitely. We are one family.
All right, thank you so much. You heard it all. Get a good plot of land, get your good seedlings, get good, everything should be good and standard. And of course, get branded palm oils to keep you away from danger from the other people that adulterate our palm oils in the market. And if you're one of them, please do us the honor to stop it. Please do it. Because if you don't know who is going to consume it. It will come back to you. From everybody here, those behind the camera, we say thank you so much. Keep watching more of our programs. We'll come back next week for more and exciting topics. I remain Hilda Homsef Fatram saying, take care and stay out of trouble.